Being a judge may look like fun in the movies, but don't think for a second that it's an easy job. Not only do you have to know the law inside and out, but you also have to put up with unruly Karens on a regular basis. Just look at the kind of antics these judges have to deal with.
You will serve 10 days for contempt of court. Go now.
Dos.
Two.
That's not gonna work either.
Mr. Brooks, you are advised to stop with the commentary.
I'm a pro se litigant. And it's my right to speak. As a judge, you have no right to shut up a pro se litigant. And
I am sanctioning you with costs of $500 forthwith to the county clerk's office.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I knew it was fixed.
I beg your pardon?
I knew it was fixed.
Oh, but how you just gonna tell me I can't go home now?
What?
How you gonna tell me I can't go to my house?
I just did.
Well, I bet I do.
Our first Karen says she wants to keep her personal life out of court matters, but it's hard to see how launching herself at the judge does anything but to make things personal. At least wait until you get permission to approach the bench.
For contempt of court, you will serve 10 days for contempt of court. Go now.
Court hearings don't typically come with play-by-play commentary, at least not from the people who should be busy arguing the case. But in this next clip, it seems like the outspoken Mr. Brooks feels that not being allowed to think out loud amounts to judicial misconduct. We'll let you be the judge of that.
Did you have to have surgery on that leg?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Sí.
Yes.
Let's see what y'all.
Just one?
Dos.
Two.
That's not gonna work either.
Mr. Brooks, you are advised to stop with the commentary.
No, I'm gonna say what I want.
You
to say.
called this witness. I'm going to take a break right now and excuse the jury and this witness.
all right.
What you doing is judicial misconduct. Judicial misconduct.
If patience is a virtue, then this next judge is a heavenly saint for keeping her calm despite the non-stop interruptions coming from this Karen. Now, we get that it's hard being a self-represented litigant, but even that isn't an excuse for accusing a judge of being racist, especially when she's actually trying to take your side.
You guys will just take his side. I'm an African American woman. I'm a black woman, and you guys are all white. You can say you're not racist as much as you want until you're blue in the face, but your actions say otherwise. Okay. And it's clear that you don't have children yourself because of the decisions that you make.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. So, Mr. Lytle, I want to make sure that I reinstate her contact, and we're following the order that was entered by Judge Marquis.
That's what you said yesterday, and you didn't
listen to me.
Deliver on
Sangalasa.
You're going to be held in contempt, and the next time you
interrupting what
held in
you're trying to say to
for
Mr.
speaking.
Lytle.
I'm a pro
You
se
had your
litigant.
chance to
I'm a pro
talk.
se litigant, and it's my right to speak. As a judge, you have no right to shut up a pro se litigant. And
So here, I understand you've missed time, and I understand you are entitled to compensatory
you don't
time.
understand.
I do. So here's what, listen. So for this week, the compensation is going to be as follows. On Friday, she will receive the child, let's say 10 a.m. And that's going to be at the police department, and that's on MLK, correct, Mr. Lytle?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
So Nicholas gets
All right, I'm just going to issue a minute order because you're not listening. I'm just going to issue a minute order because you're not listening. We're going to hang up and I'm going to go off the record, Mr. Lytle. That's when you should have the client back.
And now I'm
And that's the date and the time. Thank you very much. We're hanging up. Goodbye.
Sometimes you have to wonder whether Karens ever take the time to learn how the legal system works, or if they've simply watched one too many courtroom dramas. Unfortunately, what happens on the big screen rarely works in real life, as this next woman is about to find out.
Do not interrupt me when I'm speaking, ma'am.
I have a constitutional right to be heard.
On what basis? There is no case before me, ma'am, other than the fact that you filed this frivolous motion, taking up this court's time for no good reason other than your own personal vendetta against this man for whatever reason you may have, and I really don't care because it does not involve me or my court. However, had I issued a PPO, you would have a basis to be before me. I did not issue a PPO. He did not pursue his right to a hearing on the PPO. You were never served, and here you are taking up my time so that you want me to chastise him and make him pay money? No, ma'am. I am sanctioning you with costs of $500 forthwith to the county clerk's office.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I knew it was fixed.
I beg your pardon?
I said I knew it was fixed.
Miss Stevens, I highly suggest that you just exit my courtroom and go pay the sanctions before I find you in.
Up next, we've got another loudmouth Karen who seems bent on having the last word. Of course, the judge isn't having any of it, and in a matter of seconds, she goes from being granted a conditional release to earning 300 days in prison, but not before she gets a chance to drop the F-bomb. Now that's what you call justice.
On the assault, I'm going to set a $7,500 cash or surety bond. That bond is conditioned of no contact with Tiffany Castro. No contact means you can't call him, you can't write him, you can't text him, you can't email him, can't leave a message on some social media, you can't go visit him. If you go someplace and either Mr. McRae or Ms. Castro's there, you have to leave. If you're someplace, even though you may have arrived first and one of them shows up, you still have to leave.
So you gonna tell me I can't go home?
I'm telling you, you can't go home. If you live with
Whoa, I'm talking. I don't need you to say nothing.
If you live with Mr. McRae, you cannot return to that residence.
Oh, but how you just gonna tell me I can't go home now?
What?
How you gonna tell me I can't go to my house?
I just did.
Well, I bet I do.
Well, then you're in contempt, young lady, and you've got 30 days. So you're not going. You're not what?
Whoa.
Get back! Get back!
You just said I got
Get
30 days.
back!
I'm not getting nothing else.
That's another 30 days. That's 60 days.
So what?
90 days.
So?
120 days.
Okay, and?
180 days.
Whoa!
Please, quiet.
Get off me! Get your hands off of me, man.
Come on.
What else you got to say?
Oh, nothing. We'll talk in 6 months when you're ready to come back for your case.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Not as sorry as she's gonna be.
I ain't mad. They got commissary. I got money.
That's 200 days. You got anything else to say, Miss Burks?
You.
That's 300 days.